I've lost most of my hearing, and I've been told I could lose all of my hearing. That's a pretty devastating blow as a musician and just as a young person in general to lose your hearing so early on in life. This has meant I've lost a lot. I've lost hearing, I've lost relationships, I've lost opportunities, but I've also gained some really amazing things. And today I want to talk about 3 things I've gained from losing my hearing. I am a musician, an artist, and I'm posting here to get my creativity back. I'm asking myself, what could go right if I just tried? I've been afraid to put myself out there, so this channel is all about being creative, putting yourself out there, creating music and art, and just romanticizing your life for a minute. So please join me. I think it's going to be fun. The first and number one thing that I've gained from my hearing loss is my relationship with my family, especially my parents. When you lose as much hearing as I have, there are a lot of doctor appointments. I've had surgeries, just the emotional toll and stress of losing your hearing is pretty hard. My parents have been there through it all with me. My mom has been at every doctor appointment. My parents have been at every surgery. They went to every show I played. They were there supporting me through every recording session. There were days when I'd play a show or go record and I could barely hear myself. I was, putting my head to the guitar many days where I just couldn't hear anything. Like my head's pressed against the guitar and I can barely work out what chord I'm playing. So they were there through it all with me. They were there anytime I had difficulty with a conversation. I could always turn to them and know that they were going to help fill in the blanks. But that emotional toll was heavy, and having my parents there was amazing. So that relationship and bond we have is extremely strong, and I don't think everyone gets that. Anyone who's been through a difficult time, maybe been through a medical issue or some sort of disability, I hope that you've had someone like my parents were and are to me, because it's pretty special and important. The second thing is that I'm a good listener. This one's weird because I'm not a good listener, right? I'm super deaf and I can't hear you most of the time. I walk past people all the time and they think I'm ignoring them. I've pissed off a number of people doing that. And half the time in conversations at dinners or at gatherings, I can't hear what you're saying. So how am I a good listener? Well, I'm a good listener because I try. I put a lot of effort when I'm sitting down with a person to look at them, to understand them. It takes a lot of mental effort when you have hearing loss. So when I'm doing that, I really try my best and I put a lot of effort into that. I think I also just know, because having a disability that people don't understand, a disability that people often forget about, it's really easy to feel misunderstood. And I think people in general just want to be understood. So when you take the time to listen to them and show them that you're understanding, that's just magical. So I think I realize how important that is. And that's a big part of why I'm a good listener. Now, the last one, this one's a pretty big one to me, and especially lately, because the last thing I'm going to say is that hearing loss has given me resiliency. It's reminded me of how strong I am, how capable I am. I mean, I've been in like a down in the dumps mode lately, so doing this video and reminding myself of this is actually really important to me right now, because when I started losing hearing, I was deaf in one ear since I was a child, but going to college, I was studying songwriting, music business, and classical vocal performance. I almost finished 2 degrees. I did all of this while losing my hearing. I woke up one day and couldn't hear anything. And from then on, I just kept losing massive amounts of hearing. I'd just wake up one day and couldn't hear anything. And anyone who's lost hearing in big chunks knows how this feels. You immediately just feel like you were thrown into a fishbowl, and everyone's talking to you and you have no idea what they're saying. So going to class, dealing with that, then starting a band, making records, producing and recording, writing my own music, playing shows, going and writing with other people. All of that was really hard because I just kept losing more and more hearing, and the steroids barely ever worked. The doctor's appointments, there was nothing except just consolement, essentially. And then eventually my cochlear implant surgery, so learning how to hear again. And then the implant had a recall, so I had to get a new implant. And I had an MRI issue where the magnet in my head dislodged. So through all of that, I kept recording, I kept playing shows. There were days where I still couldn't hear myself, and I still showed up. I didn't do it perfectly, and there's a lot I would do differently. But I still showed up, and I did my best with what I had, with the tools I had. So I'm not here to toot my own horn. I don't think I've done anything special. I don't have some amazing music career. And in fact, I feel like there's a lot I need to be doing right now and pushing myself to do. But for a moment, I think I can just tell myself, good job. That I'm resilient and I'm strong. And my hearing loss has given that to me. It didn't give me a great music career. I don't know if that'll ever happen or not. Maybe what I've gained is even better. I've thought about that a lot. What I've gained might be even better. And the future ahead of me might be even better. So take a minute, if you have time, to just write down 3 things that you've gained from something difficult you've been through, and I think you will feel pretty good. This has been a really nice exercise. On a side note, real fast, this coffee that I made was actually not bad. I have been trying to make coffee with my husband. We got an espresso maker, and we know nothing about it. So if anyone happens to be an aficionado in the espresso space, please tell me your secrets. We have a Gaja, and we're going to rig it up somehow, tinker with it. All right, I'll see you guys next time.